Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a very special segment of a Sunday sermon. Jesus asked me if he could speak to all of you this morning, and I certainly was not going to say no to that. So, our Father is waiting for us, so let us all begin. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I asked Barry if I would be allowed to speak this morning. I have a few things that I would like to say to you. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you that has been helping to serve me and has been helping to spread my messages. I speak to you every Wednesday morning, and many of you listen, and many of you try to do the best you can to tell others about it. I am very appreciative of that. You see, when people are spreading my current messages, they're acting as my disciples. It's no different than when I walked the earth. I had people trying to spread my messages then, and they succeeded. If you try to spread my messages today, you'll meet frustration, but you will overcome that. Perseverance and faith. If you have very strong faith, then anything is possible for you. You see, anything is possible for me. So I will pass that on to you. Simply keep trying. Don't become discouraged. Now, what I want to really speak to you about today is all the terrible things that are going on in your world. As you look around, many of you think that I've forsaken you. I even hear many people thinking it's the end times. Well, it's not the end times because I will never, ever end life on earth. I created humans. I've been trying to nurture them for hundreds of thousands of years. It doesn't make sense that I would end humankind on earth. Now, it is an incredibly difficult time. There are many people of evil out there. All you've got to do is turn on your news. Now, you never know what's true when you turn the news on. That's another problem that we're having. It seems as though truth is something that eludes many. There are countries out there that are built on propaganda. There are people living in countries that have never literally heard the truth. There are many people being persecuted right now, and it's not just Christians. There are countries where Muslims are being persecuted. There are countries where Muslims are persecuting other religions. You see, I want all religions to coexist. I want them to get along. I created different religions for a reason. I created different religions for different geographic areas. I thought that that would allow humans to adapt better than if there was, say, a single universal religion. All the religions are based on God. You refer to them in different names, but when you speak of Allah, that's me. I sent Muhammad back. I wanted him to formulate a religion for the people of the Middle East. Sadly, the people of the Middle East split over the teachings of Muhammad. And after almost 2,000 years, they're still fighting over it. You see, they could find out the truth of what Muhammad was sent back to speak. I had him come to Barry and I had him speak the words that he wanted the modern people to hear. But hatred is so ingrained today. It was ingrained when I walked the earth. Many people hated the Romans, but there was little they could do about it. They were powerful. I never talked of insurrection, riots, hurting others. I spoke a simple language that would assure the soul was well treated when it returned to heaven. I told the simple people that were following me that if you live a good life, you will join me in heaven. Well, that's still true today. That has never changed. The one thing I always want you to do is live a good life. I want you to have faith in me. But even if you don't follow Christianity, which was the faith that I started, if you follow any of the other faiths, whether you're Hindu, Muslim, whatever you are, Buddhist, live a good life. That's all you have to do. But I don't want this hatred. I don't want this hatred to continue. Now, how do we stop it? I could stop it in a minute, but I'm not going to because the hatred is a result of free will of humans. If humans continue to show this hatred with the weaponry that they now have, you can rest assured the results are going to be very bad. How bad those results are will be up to the people controlling the various governments. It's sad to say that the decision of what will happen to humanity may be in the hands of very few people. And those people may not be logical. They may simply hate. I do not want any of you out there to give up. You see, that would be terrible. That would be the worst thing you could do. We will continue to try to guide from the side that I'm on. We will continue to try to eliminate hatred. But you see, human free will has allowed hatred to win over coexistence. Much of what you see in the world today is based on hatred. I want it to be based on love. I want it to be based on faith. I want it to be based on all of the things that will allow humans to progress. I've been trying to accomplish this for a very long time. Hatred has existed since humans have existed. I wish that that was not true. But you see, I had to give humans the opportunity to make their own choices. Each of you out there are capable of making your own choices. I'm very proud of the choices that many of you are making. I wish that there were more like you. The key, and I speak of this often, the key is reaching the younger generations. The younger generations have got to understand that hatred is not the answer. Today, you're having leaders in educational institutions teaching your young that it's okay to hate. You see, that's having very bad results. The young today don't have much tolerance for things like freedom of speech. They think that they're right and that the rest of the world is wrong. They're incapable of considering the fact that maybe they're wrong and the rest of the world is right. You see, when you empower the young before they're intellectually capable of understanding what is happening, then you're making a huge mistake. Today, you take history out of the schools. If the young don't understand the mistakes of the past, they will continue to make them. Even when they understand the mistakes of the past, they still continue to make them. You would think that annihilating large amounts of people in war would be the last thing that anyone would want to do. Many people turn to war as a way to gain their power, to gain more land for their country. They have no regard for the rights of an individual. I want each of you to understand that even though things look bad, even though terrible, terrible things are happening in the world today, that I am still with you. You see, what's important is your individual soul. Your soul will go to heaven. All human souls go to heaven. But I want you to be very comfortable in your souls. You determined the direction of how your life is lived. You can turn to evil and greed, or you can turn to me. You will never hear me speak favorably of evil and greed. I explained to you very carefully the existence of evil. Evil is a test. It's a test for your soul. Many of you are passing the test with flying colors, and I am so proud. I want you today that are listening to my words and that are following them to understand just how pleased I am with you. I came forward today to try to explain that. If you're following my words, if you have great faith, if you have no doubts, if you have no fear of death, then I am very proud that I have gotten through to at least some of you. Many of you will say, "Oh, yes, Lord, I understand. I do what I want. I will do what I want." Well, you can do what you want. That's free will. But if you do what I want, then your life in heaven is assured. I've sent people back to serve me. Some have, some haven't. That's the way it is. All souls, all souls make their own path. All humans make their own path. Today, I want to implore you to follow my words. That is the only safe way that your soul will be assured. You're living in troubled times. There are many things over which you have no control. Sadly, that's a fact. You can control your politicians. If you vote for people that believe in me, your odds will get much better. If you continue to vote for people that may say they believe in me, but when you look at what they do, you understand that they truly don't. They have no regard for the common person. It's sad, but it is the way of things at this time. You must make up your mind that change is not only needed, but required. Focus on your politicians. Focus on helping the young. Focus on doing what you can to spread my words and help others. You see, I think it is very important. It's important that I came through to you this morning because I want there to be no doubts. I want you to all truly understand that if you ask for help from me through prayer, you'll receive it. You may not always be aware you're receiving it, but every word of prayer is heard, and we do our best to try to guide you to where you need to be. If you follow our suggestions, then all will be well. If the world followed our suggestions, all would be well. But you see, there are many that won't. There are many that would rather show violence, kill, do unimaginable things to others. Those people, they're creating their own problems, and they will pay when they return. Do not join those people. Do not support them. You can tell right from wrong. If you see people killing babies, that's wrong. Do what you know is right. My words will lead you to what is right. So I hope I haven't bored any of you today. I thought it was important. I don't want any of you to feel that I am not here, that I've forsaken you. The last thing that you will ever hear is that I have forsaken you. I love each and every one of you, and I will do my best for all of you. So have faith. Know that everything is not going badly. Follow my words, lead the young, and eventually things will change. But that is the only way things can change. So thank you for listening to me this morning. Please tell your friends, have them listen to this message. I guarantee that there are many, many people out there that needs to hear my words. And these are my words. So I bless all of you. I bless everyone that is trying to do their best. So goodbye, and we'll speak again. I'll be with you on Wednesday. But I thought that I could reach a different group today, so that's why I'm here. Goodbye. Thank you, Father. That was indeed a wonderful message. Tell your friends. There's only one way things are going to get better, and that's if each of us work at it. We all have to do our best. So thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with another message from our Father on Wednesday. Join us in. I'm sure it'll be like chapter 2. So goodbye. And all of you have a great week.